Hello, so this lesson is on relations. So we're going to go ahead and start with a warm-up and get a review of slope. So here we go. So triangle PSB is shown on the coordinate grid. The coordinates of each vertex of the triangle are integers. Find the slope of the line segment PV. So you don't even need the rest of this triangle. So we're just trying to find this slope. Now you can just do rise over run. It is going downward. So you can count 1, 2, 3, 4. That represents -4 for the rise since it's going down. And then it would go over 1. So then you would just simply write that as -4. The other way to do that is to use the slope formula, y2 minus y1. Remember, because the slope is the change in y over the change in x, and you would just use the coordinates here. This is 2, 4. This is 3, 0. It would still turn out to -4. Whatever works for you. All right, so our essential question, how do I identify relations? Today I am identifying relations using sets of ordered pairs, tables, mapping, and graphs so that I can determine the data in the relation. I'll know I got it if I can analyze the data. All right, so this will be in the math notebook for Unit 4, important vocabulary. A relation is simply a set of ordered pairs. Not every relation is a functional relationship. So just think it's a set of ordered pairs, and the ordered pairs you can get from a list, you can get from a table, you can get from a graph, and then the other form is mapping, which we'll look at. A function exists when each x value, the input, which is the independent variable, is paired with exactly one y value. The x's don't repeat. So we're going to focus on this for the next lesson. So this is our focus for the lesson today. When you have a list of ordered pairs, whether it's a table, a graph, you have x, y coordinates. The x is our domain, the y is the range. Also referred as the independent versus dependent, input, output. So you can kind of visualize this with a machine. You put the x value in, you do what it says, and you get the y value out. Okay, so basically what that's saying, let me just put a whiteboard up here real quick. If we had an equation that looks like this, y is equal to 4x. Okay, and if I told you that x is equal to 2, what would y be? So you would just plug in the 2 for the x. So y is 8. Okay, so the 2 is the x value, the 8 is the y value. So whatever you put in, the x, it's the independent. So the dependent one, the y, it depends on what you put in for the x. That's why it's called an dependent. So independent, dependent. So I can plug in another one. It would, let's say we do 4 and I get 16. So the y value will always depend on what you put in for the x value. Hopefully that helps explain the independent versus dependent. All right, moving on. So here are the ways to, some of the ways to look at the data for relations, table format, ordered pairs, graphed. Okay, so it's all the same data, 0, 36, 124, and so that's just called a relation, describes how two sets of data are related to each other. Okay, so the domain here we're looking for, remember, are just the x values. So you can get it from the table, you can get it from the ordered pairs, you can get it from the graph. Probably easier from the table it's these values here. So let me go ahead and change. Yeah, I've got the black. So it's the domain is 0, 1, 2, 3. Now the range is our dependent value, and it's the y value. So it's 36, 24, 12, and 6. All right, let's look at it another way. So here's a little diagram as well. So this relation, the set of ordered pairs, can be shown with the table, can be shown, here's the mapping. Okay, so you just show that the 2 goes with the 1, -1 goes with 3, and so on. And then plot the points would be a graph. Just the 3 different ways. Here, given the relation, find the domain and range. All right, so the domain, remember, are the x values. So it's 3, 1, -2. The range is the y values, so it's 2, 6, 0. Multiple choice question, what is the range of the relation? Okay, so remember, our range is that the dependent, the y value. Just, I'm trying to think of a way so that we could easily remember those. So it's the 1, 2, 3, and 1 right here. Now you wouldn't have to list the 1 twice, but you can. So that's the range. Range Y. Domain X. All right, so here we're finding the domain, so it's 2, 4, 3, 4. It's not this one. Well, yeah, it is. 2, yeah, they just reordered them. Okay, so it looks like you are having to list them twice for the correct answer there. Mapping. All right, so let's write the map as a, so this I would think sometimes these can be confusing, but if you write it as a list, it can help you understand it better. So this -1 goes with this 5. We're going to write that ordered pair. So -1, 5. This 0 goes with the 3. This 1 goes with 5. This 2 goes with the 11. Oh, why we're short a short one. And then 3 with 21. That's all there is. And then you can look at your domain, your range, and then tomorrow we'll talk about, or the next lesson we'll talk about functions. Order does not matter. Make sure all the ordered pairs are in the list. Okay, so -3, 3. That one's good. It's here as well. Here. Okay, it's not here because those are reversed. So let's eliminate D. The next order pair is 0, -6. Don't see it here. So we will eliminate A. All right, B, we're looking for 0, -5. Here it is. And here it is. So those still stay. All right, next one, 2, 0. This says 2, 6. So that's not working. So just make sure C is correct. You also need 6, 0, yes. Correct answer is C. All right, graphing. So write the ordered pair. So this first one is at -4, 1. Next one is at -1, 2. This one here is at 0, 1. Here is 2, 3. And this one is 3, 1. Okay, so domain, remember the x values, so we're going to write that as a list. -4, just writing those first numbers in the ordered pairs. -1, 0, 2, 3. Range is the y value, that second number, 1, 2, 1, 3, 1. Hopefully this is pretty easy for you. All right, so let's try this one. You've got the ordered pairs. This one here is at -2, 1. This one is at -2, 3. This one here is at 0, -3. This one is at 1, 4. And 3, 1. Domain is the first number, the x value, -2, -2, 0, 1, 3. Range is 1, 3, -3, 4, and 1. All right, last one. So we've got a list of numbers. What is the range? So it's the second number. We've got -1, -3, 5, 3, -5, and -4. So even though it's not listed twice, this represents all the numbers. So we'll go ahead, it's A. All right, looking at our assignments. So this was this lesson here. And then you may end up with a quiz here. We're still working on finding one, but here's the rest of the week. If you have questions, just reach out to me.